We're gonna do Derash. We're doing Derash Bet, right? So we brought what's it called, right? We brought a midrash that says Vayakhel Moshe from the beginning of the Torah until the end. There's no parasha that actually uses the word Vayakhel in the beginning. Vayakhel means to gather. This is the only parasha in the entire Torah that starts with the word Vayakhel Moshe. Vayakhel means to gather. Right? Hakadosh Baruch Hu tells Moshe, make yourselves right? Kehilot gedolot. Make yourselves many, gather many, bundles of people, and be doresh in front of them hilchot Shabbat. And why is he saying this? In order for the future generations to learn from you, to do the same thing. Lehakil kehilot bechol Shabbat b'Shabbat. In order for the future generations to know to gather everybody every Shabbat, bring them in the Beit Midrash and the shuls, and to teach them all divrei Torah, isur ve'eteh, all halachot. Right? In order, now this is the part that gets crazy. In order that my name, my Shemi Hagadol, Shem Hagadol Sheli, right, will be praised among them. Right? So then the Midrash continues, and from here we learn that Moshe Rabbeinu was mitaken for Bnei Israel to be Doresh B'inyanos Shel Yom. Everyone on their own day. Hilchot Pesach bePesach, Atzeret beAtzeret, Hag behag. Right? And then Mordechai, you brought in Pesachim, right? You said that what? That's how we know. 30 days before Pesach, we start learning Pesach. Yeah. And it's not only Pesach, by the way, it's all the holidays, 30 days before. 30 days before. So Moshe tells Bnei Israel, if you do this in this order, which means every Shabbat you teach Shabbat, and then when the holidays come, you teach about the holidays, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to act as if you crowned him in his own world, which is this world. Shneimar ve'atem, no, be'olamo probably is min shamayim, I would say, not even this world. Whatever, either way, I'll crown him anyway. Shneimar, we bring a pasuk, ve'atem edai, right? Neum Hashem, you are my witnesses, ve'ani el, and I am God. Okay, now we asked a few questions. The first question is, what's this concept of gatherings? What is this such an important thing of gatherings? And why specifically did the Midrash explain in order to teach the future generations? What's wrong with his own generation? That they should learn to do it. Or the kids of that generation should do it. That will go into Israel. What's the big deal? Why wouldn't they? Why specifically the following generations? And not only that, the question, we brought the explanation of what to do, right, Yoni? We explained what to do to gather everybody. And Moshe says, if you do this, it's as if you crowned God. And how do we know it? It is as if you crowned God. If you bring everybody together, a pasuk that says, you are my witnesses that I'm God, and that's it. That doesn't connect. So Zera Shimshon is saying, what does that mean? What does that pasuk mean? It's so funny because when you're reading Midrash, you'll read it and you'll be like, wow, it's so cool, wow. And then all of a sudden you read it, it's like, wait, why did I think of that? Like how does it connect? How does that work? So we bring a tur, right? We bring Ora Hayim, Resh Samechet, that on Friday night we go back on Vaychulu, on Arbit Shel Shabbat, right? We say it after the Amidah. The Hazan says, Vaychulu Hashem v'Haaretz v'Chos v'Am. Why? In order to bear witness that on Maaseh Bereshit, publicly, even though we already said it privately in our own Amidah. And the Taz writes that a person that prays by himself does not say Vaychulu, because there's no edut beyahid. You can't be edut. You can't be an ed on your own. And a edah shelema, and a complete, like we said in Berachot Chaf Aleph Amud Bet, that edah shelema would be needed, which is how many people? 10. Which is needed to be leha'id la'kadosh baruch Hu. That, and if a person wants to say Vaychulu by himself in his house, he should make sure to have in mind that it is not edut. Because then it's just false. It's not false. It's just weak. It's just not.
It's not testimony.
Don't present. Look, you have a resume, and if I worked at one place for 3 months, don't put it on the resume. It doesn't matter. It's nothing. It's 3 months. So, and he says over here, you can't compare. So, what do you learn from that? That's the tur. Zera Shimshon says that you see from this, you cannot compare the shevach that's given to God berov am together versus someone that does it by himself in his house. Right? Even though that everybody already said Vayichulu, even though they went back and we go back and we say it again. And we brought the Gemara. What's in the Gemara? What's the sandal, right? The sandal Misumad.
The special shoe with the nails.
The special shoe with the nails, that what?
That you're not supposed to wear them on Shabbat.
Why?
Because it's Shabbat. We go Maser Shayav Shabbat because he says Gam Yom Shabbat. He says here. Oh, he said the reason why we can't do it is because Yom Shabbat is a day when people come together. and because we know that because
And be happy. And you have to be happy on Shabbat.
right, and then on that event that happened with the special with the cleat caused sadness, and only because the non-Jews knew that people come together on Shabbat. They knew the non-Jews knew that on Shabbat all the Jews come
We didn't get
together.
there yet. We're talking about the
No,
non-Jews.
no,
We're just
he's saying it right. It says your sandal asru b'Shabbat mishum ma'aseh shaya b'Shabbat v'gam b'yom tov mipnei shu yom
Kirufiyah
k'nufiyah
Shabbat. We're not talking about Goyim yet.
No, but he's saying the reason why the goyim why was the sandal not allowed?
Because it reminds you of sadness of the fact that
No, I think it's because they come together.
no. It's because the sandal reminds you why a shor mu'ad. Why do you have to kill the? Why do you have to kill it? Because the animal that killed a person should not survive. It's got to die.
Oh, okay.
You have no choice. The sandal misumad is going to remind you of what happened in the cave, where the people got trampled and they was right. We said it's cleats, and because that's the reason. Because to remind you of sadness. And on Yom Tov also, look, he's looking, look how fast he's going. He's looking. No, go ahead. I'm telling you, that's the answer.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you're looking to see that I'm telling you, it's not.
He's listening and reading at the same
I
time.
know. But you see, also Yom Tov. Why? Because also Kinofia, it's a gathering, just like Shabbat. But Tanit Tzibur, there's no gezerah that you can't wear this sandal that has spikes on the bottom.
Right.
Like we said, it's cleats. It's easier to say it's like cleats.
Right.
I remember when I was a kid, they told me, wear cleats. You'll automatically be better. You'll automatically be a better sport.
Good luck in basketball.
Right. But so because again, what happened with these sandals is that they were hiding from the government,
Right.
and we wear the sandals backwards.
Right.
So when they left the cave, it looked like they were going the other way. So it was all whatever, it was a whole thing, and one person wore it incorrectly, and which would allude that this is exactly where we are.
Right.
So one guy saw it, goes back to the cave, freaks out. Everybody freaks out and stampede, and that's all she wrote. So it was horrible. It was horrible. So that sandal, right, is going to remind everybody of that thing. So you're not allowed to wear it on Shabbat because you're not allowed to think about anything sad. Same thing like we said about mourning. God forbid if somebody passes, you can't tell the family on Shabbat because you can't tell the people on Shabbat because you're going to take away their happiness. But Ta'anit Tzibur, we said, is no problem. Why? Because it's you know why why? Because it's kenufia de hetera, Mordechai.
Yeah.
That's why. It's a gathering de hetera, which means that anybody could gather, and there's no special. You're not going to see everyone. It's not going to mean anything when you see everybody in the street. It's not going to allude to anything. Okay, which we're going to explain now, right? Because we bring the Gemara on Pesachim that says that if we said what if it's a Erev Pesach and you're a place. Now you have two types. Right? Are you allowed to work Erev Pesach or not? Right. One opinion says you're not, and one says you are allowed to work Erev Pesach. There's some places that do yes, some places that do no. So if a place that does no, we don't work, goes to a place that does, we give him the humrot of the place that he left, which means that he can't work regardless.
Right.
So but why are we not afraid that they're going to say, oh, you just you think you're better than us? Why we can't work?
Because there are always people who are not working.
There's always unemployment. Right. We say deha kama batlane ika beshuka. Which, by the way, do you know where else it says this? Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef says, thank God, kivyachol, but thank God the egel happened, that Moshe broke the luchot. Because when we broke the luchot, we got forgetfulness. And Rav Yosef said, thank God, because now that he broke the luchot, we have amelut. We have to fight for it. We have to learn and fight. Why is that great? Because I would just be another Yosef in the shuk. Whereas Kama Yosef the Ika Beshuka. I'll be just another Joe. So because he was a master of Baraitot. So he was saying that if it wasn't for Moshe breaking the Luchot, that'd be a nothing because everybody would know them and just
Yosef's
nothing.
an interesting example though because he spent countless amount of time being excommunicated one among his brothers.
That was last week also.
What?
About that, why do we specifically use this?
No, Rav Yosef, and Amora and the Gemara, not Yosef Asadi. Rav Yosef.
Last week in the Zera Shimshon it says why do we specifically use the Yashveh?
Right. Yes.
And the Yashveh is known to be the stone that's good for remembering.
Right.
And then you got the stone for
wisdom
and a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
Which all are attributes that Yosef had.
Right. All right. So we linked in Yosef Asadi and Rav Yosef. That's good. Okay. So the Imken we said, right, that even if the guy is going to prevent himself from working, it's not going to be any real type of heked that he's doing it because God said so.
Right.
If the guy stays home, the guy could just be staying
It'll be
home.
personal. It won't be a public statement.
Right, it could be a personal day.
Right.
It's not, it's not that we're not here because we have to be. We're here because we want to be, and that's not good enough, right? Why? Because kama batlane ika bashuka. But if you gather everybody, we said, and that's the key. If you gather everybody on Shabbat, right, to one place to learn and to hear the derash of the hacham, all of a sudden it changes. Where's everybody going?
Right.
Oh, they're all going there, right? If you, by the way, if you ever go, you talked about Siyum Hashas, the to get in and to get out was a lot of traffic.
Right.
Where's everybody going? There's no game on tonight. Where's everybody going? Why is MetLife jammed? What's going on? Oh, Siyum Hashas. What's Siyum Hashas? Oh, every day, 7.5 years. Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing.
Right.
You understand? That's what the Kiddush Hashem is talking about here.
So that's the connection between Kehillah and Edut. That when you get together, it signifies something.
Right. When you get together, right. But we need to show in a way that when you get together, it means something and it's not just stam. And you can't learn that with the daughter of the midbar because they were always sitting around. They never went to work. They didn't have to worry about their clothes. They didn't have to worry about eating. They had bread falling from the sky.
They ran away from New York City. They had no more jobs, nothing to worry about.
No, they hit the lotto when they ran away. They didn't just run away. So, but the daughter of Moshe doesn't have that.
Right.
The daughter of Moshe doesn't have that. And what's the heked, by the way, that Hakadosh Baruch Hu is that you're praising God with the daughter of Midbar is the fact that the man did not come down on Shabbat.
Right.
Right. So now, but we don't have man. Right. What do we have? We have Shabbat. We have Shabbat. We have the rabbi's class after Minha. Like we learned together in the
also
Tur.
because also in the midbar, everyone was together all the time.
Right. So there's no. So I said, you're right. So then I said, so then what is their kilus to Hakadosh Baruch Hu?
Right.
The man that didn't fall down.
We don't have man today. We have money. We work all week long.
Inshallah, we should all have money. Inshallah, we should all have money, like falling from the sky. God willing, we should all get blessed. So we brought the midrash, right? That says what? That David prays Hakadosh, tells Hakadosh Baruch Hu, look how great your nation is versus everyone else. That they eat and drink and they end up doing finagling stuff. We eat and drink, we come right back to you.
Right.
That's an amazing thing. And we ended by saying, so what about the Edai? Right, what about the Pasuk? We didn't connect it. All this is great, but what does that have to do with being a witness and crowning God? And we say that there's 3 edim. By the way, it's great that he links this up.
Right.
There's 3 edim. He brings the Tur. There's 3 edim. You have Israel, Shabbat, and Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And you need how many edim? 2. So each one is testifying on the other one.
Right.
So you have Hakadosh Baruch Hu and Israel testifying on Shabbat. You have Shabbat and Israel testifying on God that Hakadosh Baruch Hu is one. And you have Bnei Israel and Hakadosh Baruch Hu testifying that Shabbat is what? Is what?
Is the day is the day, right?
You have three. You have Hashem, Bnei Israel, and Shabbat. Hashem and Israel are testifying about Shabbat. That is the day of rest.
By the way, that's
the day of rest. You have Israel and Shabbat that are testifying that God is one. And you have Hakadosh Baruch Hu and Shabbat testifying that Bnei Israel are Yehidim Ba'umot.
Right. That's why you say Atah Echad.
An opinion in Sanhedrin, an opinion is really not 3 judges. It's really 2 judges that agree. It's the majority. It's the 2 judges that testify together.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Meaning that if you want to have a valid opinion, right? So supposedly there's a three court system that validates any opinion, but at its root, at its very root, it's not
really
3.
2.
It's really 2
that agree.
Exactly.
2 that agree. Oh, look at that. It's very nice. Very nice. Baruch Adonai Amen.